Welcome back to Cape Critiquers, everybody. Today we are talking about Incredibles 2. The, 13-year
13, 14 years, something like that. Yeah.
Movie
14.
in the movie. What the fuck did I just... Movie in the making? Movie in the movie. But first, it's James's birthday!
In tradition.
Thank
Sure.
Love you. Thank you, guys. I love you too. Nice.
What is it? Sexy underwear?
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow.
Wow, that's sick.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Nice.
Sick. That's sick. Very nice, guys.
I'm
Thank
gonna
you.
steal it.
I'm gonna read you.
And I'm being told there's more to come.
Oh wow. Oh, perfect.
Figured for the cruise.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna be repping Mark. Nice. That's
Marvel and
very
Ireland.
nice.
Yep.
Thank you so much. This is very cool. I'll be wearing
Nice.
this every single day.
Nice.
It's gonna be brown.
Nice job, guys. Nice job.
Actually, the ant got the shirt.
Aww.
And that's A-N-T. We have a really big ant farm.
Thank you.
They're sentient and know how to use Amazon.
Very cool.
All right. Speaking of family matters.
Speaking of in two, that you know what that's short for?
Incredibles 2.
Incredibles 2.
You didn't even mean to do that. All right. Do you guys like the movie?
I like the movie.
I enjoyed it.
Number one was better.
I
There's
agree.
no doubt because it was fresh. I guess.
agree.
Also.
AJ was, I'm pretty sure,
But-
tired while watching this also.
I mean, I've
Just to
seen it before.
Preface it. I know, I'm just saying.
See, that's weird.
We
though,
saw it opening day.
because
Yeah.
I would have swore to up
Same.
and down that I saw this movie before,
Same.
and I don't understand why I wouldn't, because I loved the first one so much. Just hearing about it coming out, I was like, hey. So, although the movie seemed familiar, I could not tell.
Well, you
I
know
couldn't-
why it seems familiar? It's the same fucking plot as the first movie.
No, but it's. I mean, literally, it was like I felt like I've seen this already. But how come I can't remember the
Because
next
it's the
scene?
same plot.
But it's the same
Same
plot as
exact
just
plot.
about so many movies. I mean, let's look at what was the one with Baymax. Same thing. The good guy's the bad guy.
But
Yeah.
yes, but this movie is
Yeah.
the exact same plot as the first movie. They just use Helen instead of Bob.
Mm-hmm.
They switch their roles.
I it's fair, but I will give the movie credit with the villain, how they did that. I personally thought the brother was gonna be the villain the whole time because he's the one who's like, "Hey, come away, you're gonna be superheroes are back."
Yeah, he was just too nice.
He was
Yeah.
too nice. That's why I was like, but the switch around to the sister being the villain was actually kind of fresh for me.
Yeah, I didn't think that was terrible. I mean, I thought the villain was pretty good overall, to be honest. That is something that differs from the first one, where you kind of get
Hey,
that subversion.
To me, the
Yeah.
true
Yeah.
hero of the movie is Dad becoming the dad. I mean, come on. In light of Father's Day coming
I
up.
mean, for me,
But honestly, the
I feel
dad
like his
turning it
character
around.
is kind of just fucking ruined in this one, because in the first one he goes through like all that mental growth and becomes like a better version of himself and a better dad, and then he just like regresses to this like jealous dickhead.
But no, see, he even overcame the jealousy, and he became a better dad again because now he did the day to day. The day to day is tough.
I
with
guess,
kids.
but like he like still was kind of doing that in the first one. Is my point. Like he did do the superhero stuff, but like when he was happy doing that stuff, he also like became a better father and husband during that time.
Something that eludes me in this movie, though, is that the mother, Helen, all of a sudden she forgot that Jack had powers. Like in the end of the movie, didn't he go flying up in the air and all that
I don't
stuff?
think like any of them saw it though, because they catch him.
Yeah.
And like
I
they
remember
don't-
like
they
this
don't
being a whole big
see
thing,
him.
like a confusing thing, but like I think that was just the explanation. None of them saw it.
Right, none of them saw it.
Because there was also like they released a short film like about
Jack attack.
Jack attack,
Yeah,
which
Like-
was the babysitter.
with the babysitter.
Yeah.
and I don't think they ever knew.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Also, I kind of just feel like Helen's character isn't very consistent in this movie, like especially compared to the last one.
Well, she was so much more on top of everything in the last one and smart and got it. This, like, she forgot some of those smarts, I think, in this movie.
Also, like, it was really weird to me how she was so, like, anti-breaking the law, and then, like, immediately when presented the opportunity to be a hero, she just, like, completely loses all that. And it's not like this is, like, a huge time jump. It's like this takes place
Basically,
right after.
Do you
Same
think that's
days,
just
right?
like
Yeah.
she's trying to get the kids to like not get used to being heroes? Because I mean, like she was immediately just presented with the reality after being heroes.
but then she immediately is doing that.
But
like-
she was caught between a rock and a hard place too, because
At that time, she wasn't fucking presented with like a big mansion and shit. She didn't get the whole deal.
I guess, but like her whole like motive is like there's like another way to live life where we're not heroes.
but she actually was going to refuse it, and
Well,
then
she thought about it.
right. But she didn't like jump at it. She
Yeah.
said, "Let me think about it." So I really don't.
That's the part that is probably the most consistent with her
And
previous writing.
he kind of basically convinced her to change her mind. Not
Yeah.
so,
Well,
not
because
even
he
for
wanted
her,
it.
right?
Yeah.
Because
For
that
himself.
would bring all the heroes.
Yeah. Which I mean, that's on
especially
par
him.
with his
Par.
writing. That's
Right,
on Helen and Bob
correct.
Parr. With his writing from the first one, I'd say, where he was sneaking out at night. They even mentioned that.
Yeah. And honestly, I think once you're a hero, if you see a problem, you
Yeah.
just have
Yeah.
to,
Yeah.
No, I guess.
intervene.
Yeah. My whole like big issue with this movie is that I just don't feel like there was any new big like thing to say. I feel like they kind of just brought it back because
Especially
it was
with a 14-year hiatus.
the thing
Yeah.
to do at that time. A lot of movies were getting the reboot thing going on and sequels after long periods of time. And like that trend is only kind of just dying out. Like Freakier Friday is probably going to be the fucking last nail in the coffin of that trend.
Well, I mean, Pixar is probably gonna fucking Toy Story 5 is
I
probably
think
gonna
they're
make
making a third
$80 billion
one
dollars.
of this,
So.
so.
Well, I wouldn't be put too much into that just because like when is that gonna happen? But like we know in Toy Story whatever is gonna happen. So
It's
I don't know. Toy Story, they hit the nail on the head with the third one.
But I gotta say, 14 years later, and they got all of the same actors back
I
to
think
play parts.
they didn't
They-
get Dash because
Dash
he just
changed
isn't. He's
because
old.
I guess once you get
Yeah.
older, because it was 14 years later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now he's a man, a young man.
Jack too. I think.
But Jack Jack was the same person.
Oh really?
Because I think it was an older person playing Jack Jack.
They got the same person for Edna Mode
Yeah.
because it's Brad Bird.
Yeah, it's Brad Bird, exactly.
This is, in my opinion, one of my least favorite Brad Bird Pixar movies.
Out of the two.
3, because he did Ratatouille.
Oh.
I love him.
yeah. I would say Incredibles 1 is better.
Yeah.
I just
I-
think it's so much better.
I mean, like
I thought this was very watchable.
this is
though.
obviously the
It's-
worst out of those
it's
three.
very watchable, and like if I don't think about it too much,
I watched this
it's
like
just a
20
fun
times
experience.
when it came out. I think.
Incredibles.
Oh, you,
too.
Yeah.
you love this movie.
Yeah.
You love both of them.
Well, it was also probably OCD was a factor in it. Just I gotta wake up every morning. You know, it was like when I was about to go to sleep.
Eat breakfast, watch Incredibles. Go
He
to school,
did it with a
come
lot
home.
of movies, though.
Watch Incredibles 2.
Frank and Weenie and
I don't know about. I remember like in the same time frame I did Incredibles 2, it was also fucking Shawshank.
What a fucking combo.
Wow.
And I
Wow,
think
Shawshank. and-
Jesus.
There was maybe another.
Bob
I don't
Parr's gonna break out and
No, I think like it was like, oh, I'll watch this for a month in a row. I'll watch this other one for a month in a row.
So you're the expert.
yeah,
Oh,
Shark,
no,
Boy,
Incredibles
yeah.
too.
Shark Boy and Lava
And
Girl.
Shark Boy
I
and
mean,
Lava Girl,
I
right?
watched that an awful lot.
Yeah.
I don't
don't
know. I first of all, I can listen to Holly Hunter speak all day long. I don't know. It's just she just has such
Something
a
with the lisp.
pleasant voice.
Because the actress who did the daughter also started with the lisp a little bit.
Yeah.
So that was pretty.
I feel like she had it in the first one.
But that's just an incredible
You
thing.
know. And actually, this movie had me laugh out loud.
There
a
was
few
definitely
times.
parts
There's,
I
yeah,
laughed
there's
at.
Yeah.
funny parts. Like
Yeah.
I do think Jack stuff is funny.
Jack
It's
Jack's
hilarious.
scenes were.
Yeah, but even some of the father things that would drop like little antidotes here and there and say things, I just thought it was funny as well.
Dash, probably the funniest parts for me.
What
Which one?
specifically?
I forget honestly, but like,
Well, when he's
He
playing
has
with
great
the car,
lines. He does.
You know, he
I heard-
rubbished all the furniture.
what's
in
the thing? He
house.
was like, I heard it on TV.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's like he was like, it's like the spirit of my being or something.
Yeah.
Like that.
Who
Yeah.
I'm him.
I don't think this is as funny as like
defines me, that's
Toy
it.
Story 3 or something, because I mean that's just like probably the funniest
Oh yeah.
Pixar movie.
Yeah. It's also one of the like not darkest, but like more mature
Yeah.
Pixar movies.
That's just like the fucking pinnacle of just like, oh, we got the perfect music to make an emotional moment
yeah.
type
Yeah.
stuff
I
too.
mean, I just think it's
Yeah, it's well made
a
too.
pinnacle, the type of thing where it's like everything is firing on all cylinders. The comedy's there. It's like a kids movie, but it's still mature enough for like adults to go in and
All in 90 minutes.
yeah. I feel like they trying to do that with this one, and for me, it just doesn't.
Came up short for you.
It does, and maybe if they just switch the plot a bit. I don't know what I would have changed, but it just is too similar to the first one for me.
What'd you think of the animation?
I thought the animation in this one is, I mean, obviously it's better because it's older. Or,
Yeah, 14 years after the fact. You
newer
know.
animation.
It's
and
weird that I
technology.
can, like, looking back, like I can even tell that this one is different from like modern Pixar movies now. Like
It
this
looks
looks
great, though.
dated
It looks amazing.
again,
Yeah.
Right.
which
Right.
is just weird. But yeah, it does look good.
Mhm.
Like I don't think fucking DreamWorks could make something like this.
Right.
I'd say one of my favorite sequences is her on the bike and just
Oh,
like
that
the
was
way that
awesome.
she can extend and
The
like,
train
jump.
scene.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the train.
Right.
Thing,
That was cool.
Um,
Bike fucking explodes.
We still have to point out that the mole
yeah,
is still out there.
True.
He
Yeah.
never got caught.
Do you think it's gonna be like whenever they make Incredibles 3, he's just gonna pop up again?
Hey, man.
I
Yeah.
hope so.
And also, fucking, why does the mole need money?
What was he called? No, it was the under.
the Underminer.
Yeah.
Underminer, that's
Underminer.
it. I'm sorry. Yeah, the
Um,
Underminer. Thank
yeah.
you.
Who the fuck's
I-
the mole?
Well, because he kind of just is the mole man.
Yeah.
Well, still.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
The mole.
I mean, it's the similarities to the
Yeah.
Fantastic
I-
Four.
Fucking loved the intro to this.
Yeah.
I thought that was probably the best part
The
of
whole-
movie.
Twist, I guess, or subversion of just like having them have to handle the baby. It's just like
Yeah.
I
it
know.
makes it so much better.
Yeah.
You know?
The intro is what mind fucked the shit out of me because I started watching it and I'm sitting there and I'm like, I've watched this. I've watched this before.
Yeah.
The only reason why I thought that is
Because
because
the ending of the,
and
the
I'm
ending of
just,
a different
but
perspective.
I had the
of
same
ending.
exact feeling throughout the whole movie. I'm like, it seems very familiar. Like I
Yeah.
know.
Well, I know for a fact I watched this movie.
We watched it
Well,
on
we saw-
opening because
we
I was like,
went
oh
to
wait,
opening-
isn't Incredibles 2 coming out today? And I was like, yeah, we gotta see
and we
that.
went. You know? So I know I saw it, and I'm watching, and I'm like, I can't believe I forgot some of this. But
Yeah.
it was 10 years ago.
That intro
11
sequence,
years
though,
ago.
like, aside from being the best Fantastic Four sequence ever put to film, like, might be the best showcase of, like, animation and action, being choreographed in this movie. It's just so incredible.
It's true.
Incredible.
I didn't even mean to say that, but it is. It really is. Just great.
I will give this movie another thing is the way they showcased everyone's powers and how they've learned how to use them a little better.
Yeah.
Like when Violet threw a whole shield through a rock,
Yeah.
split it in half.
Yep.
That I don't remember seeing in the last one, so that was kind of cool. Even with some of the things that Elastigirl was doing was surprising to me. So I liked this
Yeah,
utilization of powers in the
I-
first one.
I can agree with you there, too.
What do you think of like all the other like heroes on the ship eventually?
Oh,
Yeah, I
throw
mean,
ins.
it's kind of
Void.
just a distraction. From,
We had a void.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, the void.
Yeah.
Oh, that
Kind of like the void.
yeah.
I don't know. Kind of just felt like they like really wanted to show you that like this is like her childhood hero. I don't know. Something about like it just didn't land. Like whatever social commentary they were trying to do with that one just didn't hit for me.
I kind of actually like that she saved the day at the end, though.
I did, yeah. I mean, like
Void,
her
you know, it
powers
was
are
like,
cool.
She was like, turn into a parachute. Turn
kinda-
into a parachute.
I
And
like
then all
how
of a sudden you
she's
see it
not
yeah.
like
pop the hole.
great at using them too.
Yeah.
Just like makes sense for this world, I guess.
She kind of reminded me of Kristen Stewart a little bit.
I'm pretty sure she's played by Katy Perry.
Well, we can
Really?
find out
Because she
now.
like
Who,
she was doing like
Void?
quirks
Yeah.
that was
No.
like strange.
No, it wasn't Katy Perry.
Sophia Bush.
I have no idea who that is.
Yeah.
Just random.
Who?
Apparently she's just in like procedural shows, so
Okay.
Okay.
Outright had me fucking giggling my ass off was the Jack Raccoon fight.
Oh,
yeah,
that was
that's a
hilarious.
good sequence. Yeah.
Oh my!
That one scene
God.
where the raccoon's like basically tied to the thing and Jack Jack's burning and like throwing it. I burst out laughing because I was like, "Holy fuck!"
fucking cross-eyed.
I just loved how they had Jack's reactions.
Yeah.
It was just perfect.
They nailed that, and like that in itself could have been just like a short, honestly.
Right.
It kind of, I mean, it does a little bit feel like it's a short, kind of just placed into the movie, but it's great.
There is the short I haven't seen is Auntie Edna's. That's a short that goes with this.
Oh, I guess
and
maybe
it's
that-
him at the house
It's
with
funny.
her.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The babysitting overnight thing.
Yeah.
I just love how every time Jack Jack would use a different ability, the raccoon would be like, "What the fuck?"
That was funny too when she had him when she was showcasing him
Mhm.
and he disappears or
Yeah.
whatever and Dad's like, I gotta get cookies.
Yeah.
No, you
No,
don't
don't.
need the cookies.
Yeah.
I also like when she's like, "I'm not a babysitter," and then she starts switching and he's like, "Oh, very interesting."
That the other sequence was Frozone, Samuel L. Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
What
I love his
Yeah.
voice too.
What the?
Yeah, what the kid did every time he did something, he was like, "Wow!" And he could hear you from another dimension. You know, it's like,
Yeah. It is just very funny that like Brad Bird, I don't think was like the biggest fan of the superhero genre. from what I've seen, but like clearly likes the Fantastic Four. Yeah, just made like fucking Franklin Richards as their child,
Oh,
basically.
I didn't even pick up on that. Like he's just overpowered. Like Franklin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I like the car a lot.
Yeah.
The car was
car was cool.
Yeah, the car.
I like the way they got the car, though. The guy has his car. He remotes it out of place and smashes it through the wall. I love it.
While he's in the middle of a date.
Yep.
That was nice.
When does this take place again? It's like 2010s
I
or
don't-
just 2000s.
The This movie, there's no way. It's like retro futuristic.
Yeah, because
I guess it
Because
fucking
here you
doesn't
got
matter.
cars like from the 50s and 60s or whatever it is, and
Yeah.
They told me it was destroyed beyond repair.
They had a lot of that sequence where she was trying to rip up her uniform.
that was funny.
That
She
was
puts
funny too. She put it in the thing.
it in the
she was chewing
sink,
it.
yeah.
The compactor.
Still
Yeah,
trying to remember.
like I said, it was very watchable for me.
Mm-hmm.
The first
yeah,
one I
it's
enjoyed more.
entertaining for sure.
But, you know.
I think the first one did better to like actually have a story to tell while being entertaining.
Mhm.
Yeah.
This one is kind of just entertaining, and the more I think about it, the more questions I have, and I don't know.
I also feel like the first one, personally, was a lot more family oriented.
Mhm.
With this one, I don't get the same feeling.
It's almost-
as it did.
But I can like pinpoint like when and where they're trying to like implement certain emotions and
Yeah.
evoke certain
Mhm.
feelings. Like, oh, like this dad's trying to just do his best type of thing. What are you, a frog?
Little burp snuck out there.
It's like the second time I did that. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, just like trying to like evoke certain feelings, and it doesn't feel the same to me as the first one.
I agree.
But it's 14 years later also, so some of the kids that watch are now
Yeah.
adults.
That's true. Yeah.
I really like how they like kind of confirmed, but also went beyond the theory that like Jack. People thought that like Jack just had a bunch of powers in the first one because like, oh, that's just how they develop, and then they confirmed that what Edna said, and then also brought up
there's
that like
multiple,
yeah,
right?
Holly-
he probably is gonna have more,
Right.
which I mean makes sense because even Violet has multiple. So
Mhm.
True. Yeah. Yeah, that is something actually that they kind of don't mention really, is that Violet does have multiple powers.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Right. Invisibility and
Yeah. I
the-
mean,
her
she's just
force
Sue
field.
Storm.
yeah, right. Yeah.
but they also make it. I feel like I've never really connected with like why Sue has powers, but like they gave her powers because like she needs shields to protect herself, and she always feels invisible. But like actually, like they show it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
She isn't just a fucking autist that listens to music as
Yeah.
patterns.
I was really just like kind of trying to think of the Fantastic Four relative stuff with this, and parallels, I guess is what you would say. And like it's kind of like Dash and Frozone combined are kind of just Johnny Storm, I guess. Fast, flying, because like Frozone doesn't really fly, but he like, used the ice, whatever, and elemental. But then,
Yeah.
And then the rest is there. Syndrome is also kind of like a good Doom
Yeah,
parallel.
Yeah.
I mean,
Absolutely.
definitely.
Yeah.
It's like a good subversion of it, though, where he's like kid who looked up to like, I mean, I guess it would be like he looked up to Thing, but does kind of play like the Reed role because he's the father/leader.
What did you think of the whole like bus? What did you think of the whole like boat yacht? Just as like that whole sequence, I guess.
I like that.
It was
sequence.
fine.
It wasn't bad.
It was interesting. I actually got a question for you guys. When the kids are fighting one-on-one with the goggles on,
Yeah.
right? At one point, I think they were fighting Void, and they knocked her out. Every time they knocked out a superhero,
They should have taken their glasses
why didn't they
off.
take their?
Yeah.
I don't think they
knew
knew
about
Yeah.
at
that.
that point.
They knew. They were talking about them because she mentioned it in the car.
Yeah.
They all have these goggles on.
So why not take them off?
Well,
So
did
you-
she say
maybe they-
goggles, or did she say that they were mind controlled?
I thought she mentioned the goggles were
Well,
mind
I
control.
can't go off of that and make a distinctive.
Fair.
Pretty certain that's what she said.
I'm pretty certain that's hearsay.
Maybe they just wanted
Let's go
to
find
get
the part.
the baby.
Ooh,
Jack.
throw down.
I don't know. I found it a little odd.
I was thinking about that too, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like, why did it have to be the parents that take off the goggles?
Well, I mean, Jack does knock off
the
Helen.
mom, yeah,
Because
Helen's.
she wants to see her eyes.
Yeah.
He got fucking Angie babied.
I thought that the comedy threw out pretty well. The timing, just the way things dropped in. Even when he's holding the
was
baby,
solid.
when everybody finally leaves the house, oh, we're going to have a good time. And the kid drops a load. I thought that was pretty funny.
I thought the Jack Jack has powers joke got old pretty quick.
I thought it worked.
I feel like I just liked seeing him have powers.
I like powers.
That
it's
just made it
like
work for me.
What's the demon thing he turned?
Hulk.
You little Hulk baby.
It's kind of just fucking Tasmanian devil.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking just like the way he moves in that like mode is just funny. He's just like fucking a little baby Hulk.
He's just awesome. They just nailed him.
Yeah, the character Brick is a girl.
Yeah.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, wearing a skirt.
Don't
Wisconsin.
assume, I guess.
It's a little hard for her to be in hiding, though.
Yeah.
I mean, Mr. Incredible too, I guess.
Yeah, he's large, but that
Yeah.
Yeah.
brick was.
A brick shaped like a
brick?
fucking wall.
The owl is gay. Yeah, the owl is definitely gay. The owl fucking went up to Helen and was like, "You're the gold standard for me."
Fucking like Bob just putting the table on the
Yeah.
cradle.
Yeah,
And the books and stuff on top of it.
The
book. Yeah.
sorry, I just fucking lost my mind. My favorite Jack Jack like running bit is him just like constantly waking up and watching TV.
Oh my god, yeah, just sitting on the couch.
Fucking, I like when he slaps Bob.
When he's reading the book, he like slaps him on the chin.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's entertaining. It's pretty funny, but like when I want to get down to like the story it's trying to tell, the first one just does it so much better. And
I mean, like, I don't know, like we could talk about it, but like there's not really a point to. I feel like the movie's fucking 8 years old almost.
Yeah, but it just feels like with the whole fucking, like selling yourself to like media thing.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's like something that shouldn't be talked about. I'm just saying like, what's the point at this point?
Yeah. I see what you're saying. It's, I don't know, just leaves something to be desired.
Right.
It's 2 movies in a row for me.
But it does
3
bring
movies
up
in a row.
it does bring up the big question: do we need superheroes?
I feel like I did actually pick up something from this one where like I wish this was more the theme, where it's like the whole legality thing where it's like insurance would have covered it, but that doesn't pick up that like there were individuals that could have fucking died. Like that should have been the theme of
Like
this
even
movie.
the first one, the guy that tries to like kill himself and then like suing them is such like an interesting fucking concept. I feel like in this one, like all the political aspects they just played really safe.
Yeah.
Whereas in the first one, they didn't. They had like even like just like all those superheroes that got killed by Syndrome. Like
I mean, a fucking suicide just alone in a Pixar movie is insane.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
If
When did Civil War come out?
16.
Before this?
No, after.
Yeah, 2 years before.
2 years, yeah. that's
2
right.
years
This was
before.
18.
I mean, because that's basically the same thing. It's
Mm-hmm.
superheroes are being outlawed not because of who they are, but because of the collateral damage. You know,
yeah, I
they
mean,
can't-
also like
we
the first
understand you're
one-
trying to save us, but every fucking time you do, we got to rebuild the city. And what about the thousands of people that did die because of so?
It's weird for me though, because like the first one, they go through all this, where it's like they have the superheroes outlawed, and then it's like, oh, here's reason to have them back, and then like it ends with Ricker being like, let the government handle that.
Yeah.
That you made like a really great plea for them.
I wonder if somebody's ever compared like Watchmen's universe. What I was thinking is like, I wonder like, was there ever like a explanation for what happened to the villains?
No,
Yeah,
no,
Yeah.
because like I mean, can't outlaw them. You know?
no. Right? Yeah.
They
I mean, there's
also
always-
mentioned like at the end of this one that Evelyn is also, her name is a villain.
Oh, did he just?
Yeah.
It's funny.
Evelyn.
What's the other one? The brother?
Winston.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, they're like, she's gonna go to prison, and then Violet's like, well, she's gonna get a slap on the wrist because she's rich.
Yep.
Yeah. Right. Correct.
Yeah.
I like you. Yeah.
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 It just doesn't answer the question.
I just thought of it too.
Wow.
Kind of weird is it was 12 years in between movies.
13, 14.
13, 14 years. But the sequel was actually like a week after the first
Oh
movie.
yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
I mean,
it was
it
actually the
does
same
immediately
day.
take
really.
off
Yeah,
from
right.
the same
They-
day.
yeah, they're at the game. They're coming out of the game, and
Yeah.
their shit hits the fan.
It's, because they just lost their house. They
Yeah.
had no place to live, and so that in itself is kind of weird because with that time in between for us, you kind of feel like the sequel should have had them older, like they would
I
have aged.
would have
Yeah.
preferred that.
Yeah,
I wonder if they're gonna finally do that for the third one. Not even like fucking 28 years
Right,
or
right,
whatever,
right.
but
Yeah,
like
you know.
6 would be interesting.
Right, correct, yeah.
If they do it well, with like you really feel like if Jack's older, you feel like he's moved into who he is.
Yeah.
And
They're gonna fucking make him a transgender, autistic, fucking.
One thing with
now if they make it
what you
to
said
that-
with Evelyn Evil Endeavor
Yeah.
Right.
because that's the last name.
Yeah.
Their last name
Is
is
Endeavor.
Dever. So
Yeah.
Evil Endeavor.
Evil
Oh,
Endeavor.
that's so
Oh,
simple.
Yeah.
cool. All right.
I
Very
tried to
cool.
see if there was one for
I mean,
once, but
also,
didn't.
like, we were talking about the twist, and I do feel like it's kind of obvious that she's the villain.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, this whole thing where it's, like, all fucking, like, tech schematics. It's like she's the tech inventor.
Well,
whole
just-
thing.
they have like the same fucking conversation like 3 times about it.
Yeah,
too.
they do. Where it's just like, oh, yeah, whoever this is making some really good schematics. And then, like, finally, the third one slaps. I don't know. They do kind of shove it down your throat a bit.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know. My least favorite scene is her Elastigirl fighting the pizza boy.
I would agree with you, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, blame the system, punk.
Yeah. That was
Red
just
herring.
like,
I
especially
feel
when
like
I
she
found
would
out
have
it was
picked
the
up on
pizza
that
boy.
too.
Yeah.
Just the
Instantly.
pizza
Yeah, like
boy.
she's subjectively very smart when they want her to be.
Yeah.
Right, correct, yeah. Even that, it was like he put up a
A
hell
really
of a
good
fight.
Yeah.
Even when
Isn't
she was, and I understand she got
Shocked.
tased or whatever.
Well,
but-
wasn't Evelyn Evil Endeavor controlling her?
Yeah, she was controlling the
yeah, she
like,
yeah,
said
but
that in,
still,
like,
it's
one line,
Just a
so.
normal kid.
in
Yeah.
a suit, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's just being programmed to fight. It's not like he has powers.
Yeah.
So that was a little weird for me, but
But
That
does
was
she,
it.
Does she have strength powers?
I mean, that kind of comes with like fucking stretchiness.
I
yeah, she could
guess.
launch herself
Yeah, she could
Yeah,
launch
like, I'm
herself.
pretty
Like,
sure
she could also
20
Yeah,
city blocks away.
definitely.
Make
Kinda
like
thing.
a fist that's
Yeah.
heavy or whatever.
I want to say in like Marvel Zombies, like Reed Richards can't bit, and
That's
that's he's stretchy.
Right,
They just can't bite through him.
right.
I forget fucking what happens to him there. Yeah.
Favorite scene?
First scene. I
Yeah,
guess.
for me that intro is just killer.
Yeah.
It's probably the best showcase of like them as heroes.
What do you think of the whole like Violet and what is his name?
Don't
Tom.
care about it at all.
Tom. I
Yeah.
think his name was
Walking
Tom
up
or
to
Tony?
and introducing
Tony.
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 Introducing herself to Tony again
Yeah,
at the end.
yeah.
Yeah.
Don't give a shit
I
about
don't
that.
give a
even
fuck.
remotely. Don't care
It was,
about
it was
Dash's
another
math homework.
a strong woman moment, which is like the theme of everything at that time. I guess.
Fucking
you know?
his line were like, I'm very confident in myself and I like a strong woman. But it's just gonna be weird.
Yeah, there's like certain shit in this movie that like I don't think adds to the plot in any way, and that's one of them.
I guess growing as a teen. That's
But like it
important.
doesn't affect anything. Whereas in like the first one, I feel like their issues actually kind of play into the whole family dynamic thing,
Mhm.
where everyone's still kind of learning how to grow and also now learning their powers. I guess you know.
I did find it interesting that the dad erased his memory without talking to her first, because that did affect her personally. So I don't know. That was something I didn't like about it. But if I had to say all in all, we didn't need it in the movie. I don't give a
Yeah.
fuck about Tony. Yeah.
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 I don't care about Dash's math homework. They changed math. How do you change math?
They
There
did
are
change
like a
math.
shit ton of like memes that came out of this, like probably more than the first movie.
Yeah,
I don't even know what my least favorite scene is, honestly.
I think my least favorite scene is after like I was just thinking about this. Like another big problem I have with the movie is heroes being outlawed like never feels like an issue throughout the movie. Like, it's
Yeah.
kind of never something that comes up
Yeah.
aside from just,
Like they're in
being
a
mentioned.
city, like she's just out in the open,
I mean,
nobody
she
cares.
like is like being openly fucking applauded by people as she's driving by on her bike, and then like gets a fucking radio show interview the day after it.
Yeah.
Like as she's a criminal technically.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
It's a good
so
point.
that's probably my least favorite scene is that.
It's actually a really good point.
Great scene.
But I don't think they were locking people up, heroes up. I
it
mean,
was-
they never really showed that.
But like it's outlawed.
It's outlawed. I mean, and they were brought into the police station for questioning or whatever.
It's
but
just
I
like a
still
weird
think,
separation from like that police station thing.
yeah,
I think.
I don't think it was like MCU outlaw where they grab you and put you in a friggin' prison in
And all
the middle
honesty,
of the ocean.
how would they enforce most?
Yeah, I know. You need
mean-
a super to go after a super.
Yeah.
You know.
If
Swiftly.
they put Brick in jail,
Yeah.
how
I mean,
are they going to
they
keep Brick
kind
in
of
jail?
arrested the Incredibles because like they went along with it.
Right. Correct. Yeah. Yeah.
I guess I don't know.
I don't
it's
know.
weird.
It is just like a. I don't know.
It's weird that like they never feel afraid of it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's like why even have that be like a central plot point if it doesn't affect.
They all
anything?
still have their suits. Everybody has everything in hiding.
It-
Obviously, everybody that showed up to the cocktail party had all their
It's
stuff.
kind of like one of the central things that's like a plot of like a point of tension in the movie is that their whole fucking thing is hinging on getting superheroes not outlawed, but it's just like never really a problem.
Yeah.
I was confused. Like, were the superheroes that like only showed up at the end not the ones that were like in that little room, the ones in the ship that came, like, were those
I
the
think they just kept inviting
bodyguards
in
of
more.
the ambassadors?
Oh,
Well, they were. It was a hero and an ambassador from a country.
right.
So
right.
it's just like,
Just they kept inviting more. Yeah.
I thought the helicopter sequence. Now that you mentioned ambassador, that where she was saved, where she saved the ambassador, I thought that was pretty cool.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
I
was a
mean,
good
like I
scene.
said, all the
They-
action in this movie.
Yeah, I mean, they
like,
utilized.
really
She was
well
doing
done.
stuff I didn't think
Mhm.
she was able to do. A little bit of Spider-Man in there, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
swinging. Very cool.
You could fly a helicopter.
Mm-hmm.
She was flying the plane to the island, right?
Yep.
In the first one.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like the first one's a bit more emotionally charged, where it like stems out of Brad Bird and his wife raising a family and like having to like be heroes in the
Yeah.
sense of like we got to make time for all of this in our careers and whatnot, and it just doesn't. I don't know. It just this movie feels a little bit like Leftovers.
Yeah.
You know.
good show.
Do we all go for favorite scenes?
I think we already said it, right?
I said mine.
We've been
So, yeah,
fucking
I
saying
think
them
so.
over like a
Yeah.
30
I
minute
I
period.
didn't, but I have to agree with the opening sequence. I thought that but the helicopter.
Yeah.
I'll rate this like a 7.
Yeah, I'm up in there. 7.5.
I'm gonna go with a 6 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm going with a 6.5.
I'd like it. I'm gonna give it an 8.
There you go.
I'm definitely closer to an 8 than a 6.
Yeah.
But-
It didn't disappoint me.
No.
Yeah. I mean,
and
look, to me, a 6 is a positive.
yeah.
You know, it's above neutral.
yeah. It's a well done movie.
Yeah. No, I'll agree with you. It's an overdone movie plot, but I thought they did it well. And I liked a lot of the outside stuff. See, I enjoyed the stuff with him doing the dad stuff and them switching that up and the whole Jack Shack sequence that he had to deal with. I mean, I thought that was. But then he had the moments when it was like everything was about him in those moments. And this isn't about me. It's about this.
Kind of just
you
wish
know?
it was more focused on the kids,
Yeah.
to be honest.
I feel like a good amount of this movie was focused on the dad and the mom and their the way they handled their fucking situations instead of reversed. But I would have liked to see the kids being utilized more. Not,
Yeah, like I feel like we get like I think like Jack has like the third most screen time in the movie, and
Yeah.
I feel like we get a solid payoff for like his stuff,
Mhm.
and then like there's a payoff that the kids get, but I don't know how earned it is in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think Violet gets like the only school scene, and like it's just a fucking hallway thing, and she runs away.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Alrighty.
it's okay. It's not bad. Like it's good and entertaining.
Yeah. It wasn't incredible.
Yeah, it's kind
It
of
was.
I think it was kind of incredible.
It was incredible.
for a sequel for probably a top 5, if not top 3 Pixar movie.
Mhm.
It's a solid.
And let's see what happens when they come out with 3.
In
I think they will.
They'll probably make it.
8 years.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah, it's probably in development. Next time on Cape Critiquers, we are going to be watching a secret Superman movie, Punch Drunk Love from 2001, directed by Paul Thomas Anderson, starring Adam Sandler. Now you may be saying, this is a Superman movie? I guess you're going to have to watch and find out.
Bye.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.